Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a sewing vlog for you and I'm so excited because I'm going to be sewing the Tilly and the Buttons LYRA dress. So before I get started with any of the information and that sort of thing, if you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, my big goal is to get to 100k subscribers by the end of the year, which is absolutely crazy to me, but if you could help me on that journey that would be amazing. So let's get started. So I've had the LYRA dress since it came out. I think it was 2021. I could be wrong, but I think 2021 it was released, and I've had the patterns since it launched, but that was the year that I was pregnant, so I just put off making quite a lot of patterns. And I got some fabric the other day, this really cute viscose. It's like a strawberry print viscose from Rainbow Fabrics. It's part of their Valentine's collection. I just thought it was so cute, and when I got the fabric, and I originally thought this would be a really cute like tea style of dress with like a tie up, a pretty skirt, maybe even a buttoned up collared top, and I instantly clicked and was like, oh yeah, I got the pattern, the LYRA dress. So it's a match made in heaven, and it's going to be such a cute little spring summer dress. And I've just got the vision of me taking Willow to strawberry picking, and it's going to be very whimsical, cottagecore kind of vibes. And we're going to make it in this video today. So this is the first time I've made it, so it will be a little bit of a vloggier style of video more than an instructional, but I will show you the sewing steps along the way and talk through things as I'm doing them. And also for reference, I have made a size 4/5. So with Tilly and the Buttons patterns, like with other patterns, when I become familiar with the pattern brand, I almost already know exactly what size I need to cut out. With this particular pattern, I have graded it from a size 4 top to a 5 bottom, and then I also shortened the body by 2 centimeters. With Tilly's patterns, I always know that my torso, this part of my body, is always quite petite. I always tend to shorten my body on Tilly's patterns a little bit. I experienced this on the Alexa romper that I made of Tilly's. Bam, 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 bam. Don't ask what I'm up to right now. So I'm just putting the interfacing on the collars, and there's two pieces, two particular things with the collar. So we've got the collar stands and we've got the collar. Okay. So the interfacing goes onto the piece that isn't on the bias. So it says here you should have two collar pieces. The straight cut one is the top collar, and the bias cut one is the under collar. Interfacing to the top collar, outer collar stand, and both button stands. So I don't actually really know what button stands is or what that looks like. I will figure that out in a second. But so we apply interfacing to the piece that isn't on the bias. So I realised I was missing a pattern piece. I was missing the button, what did they refer to it as? The collar stand pieces. Don't know what happened to that pattern piece, but I've just had to guess and make my own. Did it on the length of the top, so yeah, and interfaced it. So that's all done now, and I can start sewing. So the first process is to sew a line of stay stitching on the neckline of the front bodices, the back bodice, and the uninterfaced inner collar stand. It's a couple of hours later. I've kind of just been cracking on with some of the processes. Because it is a new pattern for me, I've just been reading the instructions and I've kind of been like lost in them a little bit. So I've come to give you an update and show you what I've done so far. The bodice is pretty much put together. I say put together, it looks like this. So what that means is I have done the front darts as you would any dart, looking really nice and clean, and then sewed them together at the shoulders, the front and back pieces. Here is my finished shoulder seam, looking lovely. And then I've done my front button strands or stands. They keep calling it a button stand, which I've not heard of before. I'm used to calling it a placket, so my mind just can't get my head around it. So as I'm reading the instructions, I'm like having meticulously read it over and over and over again. So I wanted to come and show you this top down. Let me try and move my iPad a little bit so we've got some space here. So this is the interfaced piece, and we are about to put that on the other piece like so, and stitch that on. So that gets stitched around there, down and up, and I believe that is done. That's sewn together. That's how it's looking. So I'm gonna check if I need to clip corners and that sort of stuff, and let's have a look what it looks like. And here that is pulled through. It's looking pretty gorgeous, and now I'm just going to check what the next step is. So the next step is to put the collar stand onto our neckline. So I thought I would bring this over to the table for you guys, and we can do this together. So hey guys, so I just wanted to show you this for a second because I am really confused as to what has happened here, because I'm trying to connect. I'm just reading this, 2 seconds. Oh dear. I think I've screwed up, guys. Okay, I think I've messed up. I know what I've done wrong. Oh no. And I feel like this is a start again jobby. I think it comes down to this pattern piece that I had to remake. I've gone ahead and done that thing that I said I'd do, which is to just go ahead and do what I think you do when actually it's not right. So yeah, continuing on from that last clip, as you saw, I've messed it up somewhere, and I just want to be it's so stupid, I hate that, I'm crying, but I just want to be real with you guys for a second. I've just had I've had a hard day anyway. A lot of my time and mental energy has been taken up with other things in my life. So today I just wanted to come in my studio and get this video filmed and get this thing made, because it's my last full day before I've taken on a new freelance client, which is amazing, and I'm so grateful and I'm so happy to have more work coming in, because quite frankly right now I need it. Also, I've got childcare. I only work 3 days a week because that's the only childcare I have right now. So as you guys will know if you're watching this and you're also a mum, it's hard, and I don't have the resources to go up I don't have like a sewing room in my house, so I have to come to my studio, and when it's dark I can't come in my studio because it's at the bottom of the garden, it's cold, it's dark. It's not like I just have a little room I can pop in and film in. So I can only film during light hours, which at the moment in January is very short window of time. It's already starting to get dark and it's just gone 3 o'clock. So when I set out to do this project, it's my own stupid fault because I just went ahead and did what I thought was right at the start, because I was missing that freaking button section. I don't know what happened to that pattern piece, but I'm missing that pattern piece, and instead of trying to locate the PDF, which I don't think I have, or the A0 PDF, and trying to print that piece, which I don't know how I would have even managed that, I also messaged the TILLY team to ask for the size of that pattern piece. But instead of just waiting, like I probably should have, I, in the interest of time, wanted to get this video filmed, and I therefore just went ahead and did what I thought was right based on the instructions and the sizing and stuff like that. However, that pattern piece that I've sewn down needs to be folded and sewn to the edge, encasing that seam, not folded completely. So it's my own fault for going ahead and doing what I said I do sometimes earlier in the instructions, which is doing stuff without reading it first. I've just done it based on my knowledge, not the pattern instructions, and this is where it's messed me up, because now I feel like I've wasted a day, and this is why I'm getting upset. It's not about the sewing. I make mistakes all the time. It's not about the sewing. It's just about the waste of time, because time is so precious at the moment. Sorry. Time is valuable, and time is precious, and I don't have much of it to myself. I only have myself to blame for doing it, but at the same time it's still frustrating because I'm very limited to what time I have as a mum, and I just feel so burnt out sometimes. But anyway, I just wanted to keep it real on here because, you know, a lot does go on behind the scenes to make this content, and I do it for free. I don't do it, I haven't got paid for this video. It's just, I just want to grow my channel and I love doing it. So this was my last like full day to do it before I took on new responsibilities and stuff. So yeah, I'm sorry to get upset on this video, but I just thought it was important to show you this side of sometimes what my job can be like. It's not like this all the time. I'm very, very grateful for my job. I absolutely love what I do. I love that I can sew and create, and I'm flexible with my time in terms of days like this where I can just do and film what I want to. But also being a mum comes with challenges because I can't just go up to my studio and work on something, and I can't just go and film something, and I'm trying to stay relevant online and grow my channels, but then I'm not able to when things go wrong and I can't get the content out there. So now this is just, it is what it is. I have to go back, I have to unpick all of the work that I've done, I have to hope that I have enough fabric to cut out the new piece, and we live and learn. But yeah, so if you're learning to sew and you're finding you'll make mistakes and you don't know how to read sewing patterns, I do exactly the same thing, and I've been sewing for years and years and years, and I've got lots of experience, and I still mess up and I still do stupid things, and I still waste a lot of my freaking time. So here we are. Hopefully when I come back to this video I will be a lot more positive and I'll be ready to go and to actually show you properly how to put this collar in, because I will not let this defeat me, this stupid dress now. So yeah, next. Hi guys, it's the next day. I'm back, I'm fine. I'm sorry I got upset in the previous clips. I hope that, you know, just shows how difficult this job can be sometimes, you know, the pressure of having to keep up with all the making and do it to a high standard, especially when you're like a working mum and you're very limited to childcare and the time that you have to do it. I think it just went a little bit deeper yesterday in terms of I wasn't upset about the actual make itself. I was more upset about the fact that I'd used up precious time. So anyway, we are here today, we're feeling happier, and I'm just fixing the error that I made with the button stand. I've managed to literally just had enough fabric left to cut out the actual pattern piece. Lesson learned, don't try and make your own pattern piece, and don't try and look at the pictures in the instruction booklet and think you've got it right. Follow it by word by word, and you won't be in the same situation I am, which is even though sometimes mistakes still do happen with following instructions. So I just want to normalise that mistakes happen when you're learning a skill, and even when you're like have years of experience, it still happens to the best of us. So yeah, we are here. I'm going to turn the camera around and I'll show you what the actual button stand looks like. So I've just sewn it on, I unpicked the other one, and this is the actual button stand, how it should look. I've marked my little buttonhole markings on it, and then what happens is we actually fold this. Before, what I had done is I folded it across like that and then top stitched it, but when you actually have the correct pattern piece, it tells you this, and you just fold it in half so that that folded edge that you ironed just covers that seam, and you sort of encase that seam allowance inside, and you have notches at the top there and at the bottom to follow, so you just fold it at that notch and then we iron it. So I'm going to do that and pin it down, and I'll show you what it looks like. So that's what it looks like pinned. So we just need to put a top stitch just next to that stitch line here, about 2mm it says in the instructions. So yeah, once I've done that I need to crack on with something else, so I will be back to sewing this later, but I just wanted to show you that I managed to figure it out. Hey guys, ignore how rough I look right now. today's just been a mum day and Willow has got some kind of infection and I've been to the doctors and she's got antibiotics and stuff, so it's been a crazy week the past, well, I'd say, yeah, a good week or so. So I haven't been able to sew up the LYRA, but I'm back in the studio. Willow is having a nap and I thought, you know what, I'm going to utilise this time to come into my studio. Chris is in the house with her, so yeah. Here I am. I got to the point where I'd put together the bodice. So yes, the bodice is together and I now need to make a start. I think the next step, I can't remember rightly, but let's double check the old instructions. Turning this little collar bit under is the collar bit, and we have that basting stitch. So I'm just using that as a guide to turn it under, and we're going to iron that first and foremost. But we also need to iron the seam upwards. Hello, I'm back working on the LYRA. And I have just popped on the buttonholes. So I was trying to make a decision on what buttons to go with, and the lovely people over on Instagram, if you're from Instagram and you helped me decide on the buttons, then thank you for voting in my poll. I went with the little red vintage buttons. How adorable are they? This, and then did a base stitch of those two button stands together. So that's all together now. So we've now got this piece that looks something like this, and it is time to sew together the side seams. Pretty straightforward, you're just pinning it together and then sewing those side seams together. So that's now sewn together, and then as I mentioned, the next step is the sleeve. So what you have to do is pop your gathering, it's got little circle marks for where the gathering goes. Might have to do that quickly, mark those on. So I've marked on where to do those gathering stitches, and you just want to set your sewing machine to a long stitch. So I'm going to put mine on 4, you can do somewhere like 3.5, 4 to 4.5, anything like that. And make sure that your threads, your bobbin and your top thread are out of the machine. Now we can move on to putting the gathers in. So I'm going to do 2 rows of gathers, and once I'm done, we sew up the side seam of that sleeve, and then we can insert it into our blouse. So really simple process. Just going to go ahead and do it really. Oh, she's looking cute. Oh my god. Isn't this looking the cutest ever? I feel like this dress, this fabric, these buttons, this pattern, the way it's coming together is like it was made for me at this point. Like, oh my god. I actually have a dress. I'll see if I can dig into my archives and find the picture. I've got a dress very similar style to this that I wore for a Paige Joanna promo shoot. I don't know why I do my name in quotations. Basically, I was just doing a branded shoot for my like blog header images and like all that stuff about 4 years ago. I hired a friend of mine who's a photographer. I had a pink background, we had like fun stickers on my face and like buttons and like cute stuff, pom-pom earrings. I even made a jacket with my logo on the back. It was a vibe, it was so cute. And I wore a dress very similar to this from, I think it was called Joy the Store, they're still around, but it's a really cute shop. And I've always wanted to recreate that dress because I love the dress. I've kept it, it's in my wardrobe, but it's like 2 sizes too small for me, and you know, mum life's never gonna fit me again, but it's like pure nostalgia at this point. Anyway, I ramble. This dress is like giving me all of those feels and I just love it so much, I cannot wait to finish it. So operation finish time. Next step is the pockets on the dress, and I have got 2 tiers of dress gathers to sew as well, so I need to get my head down. I really want to finish this today. I've got like 2 hours left, so can I do the skirt and the pockets and everything in 2 hours? We shall see. So I have to put on the interfacing on the pocket opening and sew the pockets on both sides, top stitch them, sew them together, gather the skirt, put the skirt into the bodice. I don't know if I'm going to finish it today, just keeping it real, but I might give it a good crack. So let's crack on. Let's get on with it, and I will show you how it's coming together. But yeah, I'm super excited. Hi, so the dress is pretty much finished. I just need to hem it up. So I'm just going to leave it like this on the screen for a second, and I'll show you the finished dress when it's done. But yeah, I'm so pleased with it. I just hope it fits and it looks nice and everything. But yeah, just got to hem it up. How adorable is the dress? Oh my god, I love it so much. So cute. I actually think, because I took up the body about 2 centimetres so that it would sit better sort of on my waist. And actually, I think it is pretty much perfect. I still need to make the little waist tie thing, but I just wanted to try it on and see what it looked like. And actually, it's quite nice as a smock dress as well, to be honest. And I'll probably just wear it like this most of the time. But I do want to make a waist tie as well, just to go around it, just in case. I do want to cinch it in. I'm so happy with the finished result. Let's undo this top button as well. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed seeing this vlog and seeing the dress come together. I think my final thoughts on the dress pattern itself is that I love it. It's really, really pretty. I think it's a really gorgeous sort of everyday style of dress to have in your wardrobe. It does have a few little extra steps in it than most of the other Tilly patterns, like for example the indigo dress, which is super, super straightforward. This one can become a little bit complicated because of this button stand. They kept referring as a stand, which kept confusing me a little bit, because I've always referred to this kind of vibe of like the front and the collar and stuff like that as like a button placket. So in my mind I just never heard the word stand before. But other than that, it was really straightforward. I made, for reference, a size 4, and I did take up the body 2 centimetres because I'm quite petite in my body. So yeah, overall, really, 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 really pleased. Absolutely love it. I love the fit. And that's about it, really. If you do have any other questions for me, let me know in the comments, and I will get back to you on those. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, and everything I mentioned will be in the description box. So if you need to know where I got my fabric from and all that kind of stuff, I'll leave that in the description box below. Alright, thanks for watching guys, bye!